Is up, my friends. Today I have a great tactic for you, the 4-2-3-1 electrical funeral tactic by Nap. I should say this tactic is made by Nap, so shout out to Nap for creating such good tactics. For this video we used 3 teams to manage. We used Crystal Palace, which as you know is a mid-table side in the Premier League. We've used a top team, which is Borussia Dortmund. As you know, they qualified for the Champions League finals and they are gonna play the final in just a few days. And also we chose Empoli, a relegation side from Italy, to see if we can actually use this tactic as an underdog. For our first team, let's see how Crystal Palace did. Actually they did amazing, insane season for Crystal Palace. 6th in the league, Europa League we are playing next year, and also we got knocked out in the quarterfinal by Man City in the FA Cup, and we've actually won silverware in our first season. If you played in Premier League, you know how hard this thing is to win, and we've won the Carabao Cup against Chelsea. Actually we beat them 2-0. Also in the season preview I must say that we have been predicted to finish 13th, and that makes 6th even a greater achievement in itself. When it comes to stats, we are not first in anything because as you know Crystal Palace is not one of the top teams in England, but we have been 3rd in most goals, actually just behind Liverpool and Tottenham. And when it comes to player stats, we have Ebre Eze 2nd as the most expected assists, just behind Kieran Trippier, and Jean-Philippe Mateta 2nd as well for non-penalty XG. But if we go a little bit more in depth, we can find here our best stats. We have been overachieving in goals per game, non-penalty is expected goals per 90, shoots per game, and expected goals against per game, I should say. When we are comparing all of these stats to what the teams in England usually do, we can see here that we've But before we go further, I want to say thanks for watching, guys, and please write a comment telling me which tactic should I try next. Also, if you like the video, throw a like and consider subscribing. Thanks. Second team that we chose is Borussia Dortmund. As I said before, for Borussia we were previewed to finish 3rd and we actually got the 2nd spot, which is great. I think just behind RB Leipzig, the surprise for this season. They won the Bundesliga with 85 points. Actually in the Champions League we did not do that well, we came 3rd and we got knocked out, and also in the Europa League we got knocked out by Real Betis, but we managed to win silverware with this team as well, which is the DFB Pokal. We won the Pokal against Eintracht Frankfurt 2-1 with a goal from Julian Brandt and Mats Hummels. When it comes to stats, Borussia Dortmund went fewest shots against first, fewest conceded first, most shutouts first. So this is also a very good defensive tactic as well. As you see here, we came first in the defensive stats. And when it comes to players, Niklas Füllkrug, our striker, came in first with most shots, and then Gregor Kobel came in first with fewest conceded and most shutouts. If we go to the in-depth chart, you can see here that we've overachieved massively comparing to the other teams in the league, with 2.21 goals per game, non-penalty expected goals per 90 as well, conceded per game, expected goals per game, and shots per game. A lot of shots per game, as you see here, guys. And the last team that we've picked is Empoli. As you know, a relegation side. They have been previewed to finish 19 and we've actually finished 12 with 50 points in the process. As you can see here, a great performance. And when we go to the stats, we can see that we've actually overachieved a bit in shots per game and non-penalty expected goals per 90. So for a team like Empoli, I think this is a great achievement. And now let's see how this tactic is set up. The tactic is actually set up as a 4-2-4, but considering this center forward will drop here in the space, we are considering this tactic as a 4-2-3-1. When it comes to the attackers, we have a center forward with tackle harder, then we have a advanced forward with tackle harder on the right. Then we have a inside forward on support on the right, just so he can support the advanced forward with hold up ball, roam from position, sit narrower and tackle hard. Also on the left we have another inside forward, but this guy is on attack with the same instructions as the others inside forward: hold up the ball, roam from position, sit narrower and tackle harder. As for our defensive midfielders, we have two of them with tackle harder. Then we've got two fullbacks on attack with more direct passes, take more risks, stay wider and tackle harder. Then we have two ball playing defenders with dribble more and tackle harder, and a sweeper keeper with tackle hard. When it comes to mentality, we're gonna be playing on cautious. Then in possession we have attacking with narrow, pass into space, underlap left and right, and focus on the flanks. Passing directness is gonna be shorter with a higher tempo, and we're gonna use low crosses. Also when it comes to dribbling, we're gonna run at the defense, and creative freedom is gonna be more disciplined. In transition we're gonna go for a gegenpress style of pressing. We counter press, counter and distribute quickly, and we roll it out. Then when it comes to opposition instructions, we are gonna have a high press with a high line of engagement and a much higher defensive line. Much more often pressing and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. The tackle, we are gonna get stuck in, step up more and invite crosses actually, because on the sides we are the strongest in defense, I should say. This tactic focuses a lot on pressing up the field and getting the ball back as soon as possible, and then counter attacking with 4 attackers and the fullbacks as well with underlaps. Now let's see a little example on how this tactic actually works in a game. As you can see here, our defensive line is very high, and we are trying to play a lot of balls on the flanks. You can see here Emre Can goes to Brand, and here is what the magic happens. Emre Can also gets it back to Brand, Rierson, Hummels, and now another pass. We're trying to change the flank actually. Our ball playing defenders are a very important thing here, and also the crosses as well. With 4 people in the 16-yard box, the crosses are going to become crucial actually, because we are not playing through the midfield. Good crosses are crucial. As you can see here, another goal from a cross. Just so many people in the box here, nothing they can do. They score actually a own goal here. So if you guys like this type of tactic and you've tried it, please write a comment and tell me how you did with the tactic and what tactic should I try next. Also, if you want another underdog tactic without wingers, you can check this one here. Thanks for watching.